done.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when I started this thing, I was in the university. I really, like, I had parents, like my parents, like a lot of Nigerian parents, just wanted me to go do something that they can brag about their, like, and me, I was just like, I don't have people's time. And when I decided to do this thing, I really just wanted to show up and just do content that resonated with me first of all, but also just made me really, really happy. And when I started, people were like, that's very interesting. Why is a man doing this?
What does gender equitable content mean? Is it a nice way of not triggering feminists? So if you say feminist content, they'll be like, no. So is that, have we come up with a word called gender equitable so they will not be annoyed?
I don't think so, actually.
Right.
I don't think so. I think that, you know how people think, so obviously there's gender equity and then there's gender equality. Equality means everybody gets something. Equity is you get what you actually need. So if a man needs to be in the kitchen, let him be in the kitchen. If a woman needs to be in the kitchen, let her be in the kitchen. So an example I always give is, people look at me, you can cook, and the automatic assumption is I learned how to cook from my mom.
Right.
I love my mom so much. She will tell you she did not teach me how to cook.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Simple, like, and short. So my mom...
So you picked up an interest in cooking by yourself?
Yes.
Right.
Like, I was 4 when we moved to our house. And you know how, like, how we moved to the house, like, the house was not, like, all automatically, like, complete and a mansion and blah, blah, blah. My parents, like, okay, you know what? We're just going to figure this thing out. And I remember, I have a memory of my dad going out and my mom having to travel. And she was just like, oh, because you're just home with this boy, you're going to be fine. And I was just cooking for my dad. And it wasn't rubbish food, I promise you. Like my dad is picky when it comes, it wasn't rubbish food. But again, I remember in my head now, my mom had gone somewhere. My dad is home trying to do whatever, and there's someone that's going to cook for him, right? But when you think about it now, when I bring it into the limelight or whatever, now I'm like, okay, that in itself can be gender equity. So if my mom was born in this era, she would not be in the kitchen.
Did you grow up in the North? And if you did, were these kinds of conversations even things that people were aware of as you were growing up, in the culture, in the movies, in the music, all of that?
That's a very good question. I would say that we weren't aware of it growing up.
Yes.
And it was until I became a professional writer as part of my writing training. In fact, the first day that I ran into the concept of feminism, I was in a writing room.
Oh, really?
Yes, and I remember the head writer turned to me and asked me, oh, Jason, are you a feminist?
I love
and I'm not going to, I was a grown-up man, but I didn't know what the word meant.
Right.
I just knew that men are on this side.
Was this in Kiru?
Women are on this side. Yes, it was in Kiru.
It sounds like the kind of question Kiru asked on the
in
first
Kiru,
day.
yes.
So she's like, let me know whether you are with us or against us.
And I was like, oh, I just reacted. I said no. You know,
because you didn't know what.
Then I went to my room. I was like, wait, are you okay? What? You don't even know what the word means.
Yes, how do you know that you are not?
Yes, I just assumed that my team is on this side and the other team is on that side. And what we're fighting about is feminism. So it was crazy. So I read up about it. I was like, oh, I agree with this. These are the values I was raised with. The Christian values of equality, of treating everybody the same.
Those are Christian values.
Yeah.
Yes,
but they've been overshadowed by other biases. So, and then in the writing room as well, you're not allowed to get away with lazy writing. Making generalized statements. The example, because I made lots of mistakes. Another one I would do is, if you're describing, let's say, somebody from a tribe, I would say, let's say a typical Hausa man. And the feedback is, what is a typical Hausa man?
Exactly.
So that writing training really forced me to inspect these biases that I had grown up with, I had imbibed over the years. And this program over the last year really forced me to focus on it, because it had been happening almost as a background activity, but to focus on it and really think deeply about where these biases come from and how we can win this battle, so that another generation doesn't have to come and start talking about who is cooking and who is washing and all those things.
I would say that your generation was where there was a lot of these conservative principles, the sexism, the menism. How did you navigate that, especially choosing a non-typical career path?
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting question, because a couple of days ago, I was thinking about this. And I realized that in my parents' generation, they were coming out of colonialism that had kind of created rules for men and women.
Right.
We never used to have it.
Right. So this pre-colonial.
Yes,
Right.
traditionally,
Yes.
we didn't used to have that clear cut. It was just what needed to be done that got done. And then post-colonialism, there was all this, trying to navigate this idea of your wife being a professional and you, the man, now also being a professional, and yet you were supposed to, by colonial standards, the woman was supposed to be in the kitchen. Now the woman is no longer in the kitchen. Okay, post-colonialism, she's no longer in the kitchen. And that tension, all right, there's that tension for them. And so my father, who would typically, when we're in school in England, he used to be the one cooking for his children.
Oh wow. I love
When
it.
he's in
Yes.
Nigeria,
Yes.
he will not enter the kitchen. He will not boil water.
I love it. Yes. Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
But when we are in England,
Yes.
he will be the one. He will pepper. He used to cook the most amazing lamb. And I remember getting home to my mom and saying, "Why don't you let them do some of the cooking? He will never do it." I said, "It's okay, don't be annoyed." But when I got married, I married a man who loved being in the kitchen. He really, really liked it. It was his way of distressing, actually. And so if you didn't allow Olu in the kitchen, he really used to get upset.
Really?
Especially when he got back from work. Just allow him to
be in the
distress
kitchen.
and he will, and don't dare go into the kitchen when he's cooking.
Do you think that they're right that for you to create popular content, you have to cater to stereotypes? And if not, what is the proof that you don't have to?
They're definitely not right.
Right.
And I would say there are two proofs. The first is that if you're making backdated content, if your films have outdated stereotypes, you're going to fade away over time. People are going to hide your things in shame. Maybe your children,
so
when they come
true.
across your life's work,
Yes.
they can't show anybody.
Yes.
So they're wrong about that. And secondly, let's look at Hollywood. The biggest film industry in the world, and you will see that if you go look at the top earning films, it's not about sex appeal at all. It's about great storytelling, great characters that have seized the world's attention, and everybody's paying attention. Superman, Spider-Man, Avatar, all these films. So that's what I tell people.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about the backlash to the vagina monologue. I think the vagina monologue was in Unilag.
It was.
There was one of them was in.
Yes, we produced.
Najita Dede directed one.
We produced all over.
All over, yes.
All over. We
yes.
produced and we went to Abuja. We went on. The backlash was super.
What I always used to wonder.
Yes, it was.
It was thick.
Oh, it was thick.
But then at the same time,
And yet the hall was full.
That was about to ask.
The hall was full. There was no standing room on the stairs in every single theater.
what does that mean?
I think what it means is this, and I think it was Hafsat Abiola that put it in a way that made a lot of sense, which was the fact that we belong to a very reticent society.
Yes.
We have subjects that are meant for the around the coffee table. They're not meant for the marketplace. And I brought that conversation to the marketplace.
Yes.
And people were not happy. And I really needed to have a good laugh.
But you're proud of it.
Well, I to be honest, yes.
Yes.
Because one, why did we do it in the first place? The reason why we did it was that we believe that humanity is one. And so whatever any woman is facing anywhere in the world, whether it's a Japanese sex slave or Chinese sex slave, wherever, whatever women are facing in any part of the world, all women are facing the same, So, that was really the reason why we did it. But also, what has really been a source of pride is what has grown from it.
that.
Yes.
Do you think that our storytelling has progressed? That's where the word, I guess, in the terms of the word progressive, in terms of, has it progressed? Have we embraced, equity generally as a country, as a continent?
Yes, I would say we've progressed.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I'll say. And of course, like I said, when I joined Nkiru's writing room, that was one of the things I noticed, that the film industry was, run by women.
Yeah.
So, but I think that the gap between, when we talk about equity, it's about giving people what they need, and the gap between male-led stories and women-led stories. I think there's so much. We might need like 200 more years of telling, women-led stories to catch up and equalize it. So I think there's so much more to do. I see it as an opportunity for like young storytellers. It's new ground. It's controversial. It's exciting. It's hot. Even if you don't care, it's good business. That's what I tell people.
Right. Do you think that we've made progress?
Oh, absolutely. So I was watching a YouTube movie like 2 days ago, and I will be honest, so it's a really popular one that just went viral
Is it
recently.
Monica?
Yes. Yeah, okay, that. So
Because I thought of it when you said it.
yeah, so I was watching because everywhere, oh, Monica, I'm like, okay, let's
watch
so
it.
I
Isn't
remember.
that Bolande?
No, that was done by
Uche Montana.
Uche
Uche Montana,
Montana.
So
nice.
just before I got it, I was like, I was speaking to a friend, I was like, I know how this thing is going to end. One man will come and marry her now. And he was like, no, that's not how it, I'm like, no, that's how it's going to end. And to my surprise, I mean, of course, it was a man at the end, but like, that was
the man was not
reason.
important to the story.
Oh my God, I was so excited. I was like, okay, so we are definitely making progress. We are not, I think that what it is we are not just seeing it the way we think it should be.
Yes,
but
but
there's
it is
progress.
happening. Yes.
People wanted to write stories that, would I say, mass appeal or whatever at the
What they
time.
thought was
well,
mass
actually, what they
appeal.
thought was
Yeah.
mass appeal, actually, because even when you asked him the question around like what people want to see and all of that, I was like, no, people still know when they see valuable content.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So post hundred of like thousands of videos depicting women in a certain way.
Yeah.
When they see contents that actually make sense,
Yeah.
they actually still
They
watch.
actually still
So like I feel like we always I understand why there's a conversation around this, but quality work is always going to thrive.
Yeah.
No matter what no matter the story you're telling. And for you as a storyteller, I understand because I also do it, that sometimes when you're telling these quality stories and whatnot, they might not get like the viral appeal and whatnot. You have to be content with that. I have to just be content with the fact that I may not get 1 million or 1 zillion views every day, but there's
But that's
growth.
the story I want to tell.
But there's growth. Not every story is going to give you that peak. Some of them will, and we're grateful for them. But at the end of the day, as a storyteller, as a content creator, whatever it is, I'm going to be comfortable with the fact that my work is important, my work is quality, and quality work also takes time, right? I'm just going to focus on the actual thing that I want to do and then let every other thing be noise.
I'm like the #1 box office movie in Nigeria over the past 4 years has always featured a single mother. Battle on Booker Street was actually one single mother, taking care of 3 children, and another single girl.
Yeah.
The other one was a Tribe Called Judah, was a drunken mother who was also the head of her family. And Nigerians still identified with the complexity of that. She didn't have to be a perfect woman. She didn't have to be a saint. She was good, but she was drunken. So I just thought, actually, it's a myth that complex stories
Yes, it's
don't
a myth.
have mass appeal.
It's almost like when people think of How to Get Away with Murder,
Yes.
which I absolutely love.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, Annalise. I'm like, Annalise
It's
was...
most
There was
imperfect
a
human
lot going on.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. But go and look at the whatever,
numbers.
like the numbers. Like people loved, even Nigerians loved the story. Again, you could literally look at Annalise and Funke in these other movies and be like, oh, I know someone like this.
I know
someone like this.
Is there a cost to remaining silent about equity in storytelling? What do we lose as a society if we are not conscious of equity in storytelling?
I think we lose ourselves. I think we chain ourselves to the past, and the world moves on without us. And we just, there's no gain to it.
There's
in my
no
opinion.
gain.
Yeah, as a society.
It's a script writer. We chain ourselves to the past, and the world moves on without us. I love that. Why should ordinary people care about a conversation about equity?
Because it affects everybody's lives, one way or another. So if I don't tell gender equitable stories, and people who see me don't receive that, they move around in the world like everything is normal, so they can look at their mom and say, oh, my mom, so that's why you have conversations around people say, oh, my mom used to do all of this, why are you not doing it? But that's not the strength of the woman. And if you actually give her the thing that's actually her strength to do, you would benefit from it. And then I would benefit from it. So nobody actually, like I said, nobody actually wins.
Yeah. Auntie, I've heard this quote, the stories we repeat become the society we accept. Is that true in your experience?
Because we tend to tell stories we're telling more stories of women in leadership positions, and I'm glad about that.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that we have to do as a society is put more women in decision-making positions in our country. I keep saying it, and so many other women say it, that we are like a nation clapping with one hand. We have so many incredibly gifted women who have done so much work in the political arena, but are left to just wear ashwebi, Ankara, and support whoever the parties, the various parties have put forward. I think how I'm going to gauge the success of our storytelling is when we get more women in decision-making positions in our country. However, hopefully, when we have that gender balance, hopefully both will kind of help to keep the other.
Yes. Balance leads to balance.
Balance leads to balance.
Or as they said last
yes.
year, balance for better.
Yes.
I want to make a personal request to you. Many of you watch, like, comment, but you don't subscribe. Now, subscription matters as you subscribe and as you engage. So I am making a personal request. Don't just watch and leave. Please click the subscribe button. It matters to me.